Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. We are concluding today Exodus chapter 23. We're not concluding Exodus, we're just concluding Exodus 23. And today it's called A Picture of God's Care for Us. This particular section of the chapter, God is telling how He's provided an angel to prepare the way for the people to go into the promised land and all that this angel is going to do for them. So if they simply obey God and do these things, things will work out fine. So some basic things here. But I want you to see today, again, you look at this Old Testament stuff and you go, oh, yeah, that doesn't apply to me. Oh, yes, it does. This is actually a picture of my relationship with God and how God is watching out for us. He's preparing the way against the enemy for me, and I need to trust in Him. And so I look at it that way today as I read this passage here. This is taken from Exodus 23, verses 20 to 33. All right, so let's read here. It says this: "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and to bring you to the place I have prepared." The place He's prepared is the land of Israel. "Pay attention to him and listen to what he says. Do not rebel against him. He will not forgive your rebellion, since my name is in him. If you listen carefully to what he says and do all that I say, I will be an enemy to your enemies, and I will oppose those who oppose you. My angel will go ahead of you and bring you into the land of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and I will wipe them out." All right. Pretty simple. All right. And this is nothing new. This is what He had said long before this, that He's going to prepare the way and He's going to lead them into that promised land. He's going to defeat the enemy. And He says it here again. Trust in me. I'm going to take you into that promised land, and I'm going to defeat all these different people groups here. All right. Verse 24. "Do not bow down before their gods or worship them or follow their practices. You must demolish them and break their sacred stones to pieces. Worship the Lord your God, and His blessing will be on your food and water. I will take away sickness from among you, and none will miscarry or be barren in the land, and I will give you a full lifespan." Wow. Pretty much, if you just simply obeyed God, you had it made. He was going to take care of you. He was going to lead you into that promised land, but you weren't going to get sick, and your water and your food would all be taken care of. In fact, you wouldn't even miscarry. If you're a woman, you wouldn't even miscarry. But the people, did they do that? No. They wanted to do things their own way, and they rebelled against God. But God lays it all out here. And it's the same way, I'm showing you that here, it's the same way in my life. If I follow the Lord, my life is a whole lot simpler that way. But if I choose to rebel against the Lord, I'm in for a hard road ahead of me. Verse 27, "I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you encounter. I will make all your enemies turn their backs and run. I will send the hornet ahead of you to drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites out of your way. But I will not drive them out in a single year, because the land would become desolate and the wild animals too numerous for you. Little by little I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land." Okay? So God's saying He's going to defeat the enemy. He's going to use like insects to do it also. Pretty amazing. But He said, I'm not going to just wipe them all out at once, because then the land, if I do that, the land will become overgrown, and then all these wild animals will come in here, and that'll be a problem. So He said, little by little, I'm going to do that. God has the wisdom here with this whole thing, which He does with everything, Verse 31, "I will establish your borders from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, from the desert of the Euphrates River, and I will give into your hands the people who live in the land, and you will drive them out before you." Okay, they never did occupy all that land, because they never did completely obey God. It would have been amazing to see if they would have occupied all that land. but they never did, except I believe in the reign of David and Solomon, which was the closest. Verse 32, do not make a covenant with them or their gods. Do not let them live in the land, or they will cause you to sin against me, because the worship of their gods will certainly be a snare to you. All right? Basic thing, he's saying you don't let those people live, and you don't worship their gods. And again, I said this is a picture of God's care for us. God is walking with us. He's taking care of us. And he's also saying, don't mess around with the enemy, all right, at all. And here today, we want to do that. We want to like, oh, I love the Lord and stuff, but I still want to, fool around with the sin and do that stuff. And God's saying, don't have anything to do with it. Walk away from it. But I still continue to do it. And so it happens here. God said, you're going to be fine if you don't let that sin happen. He's saying to the people of Israel, if you get rid of those people and their gods, your life is going to be really well. But in our day and age, we continue to and God is saying the same thing to us. If you get rid of the sin and just follow me, your life is going to be a whole lot better. But we still choose to I think I'll follow God maybe Sunday, and that's about it. And then I'll live the rest of the week for myself. And you can see how that turns out. Not so great. All right. So again, just a basic picture of God's care for us. If we simply follow him, put our trust in him, our life will be a whole lot easier. Now, I'm not saying either it'll be, peaches and cream every day. But no, if we put our trust in God, you'll see a difference. Thank you for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Exodus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.